Okay, so physical abuse. Most of us think about violence. Violence in the home, hitting, beating, snapping, tripping, all those kinds of things. Of course, that's abuse. That's the kind of thing that would be abuse with anybody. Clearly with children or domestic violence, all of those kind of things oftentimes happen in the elder setting. Why does it happen? I think it's because of exhaustion, frustration, and burnout of the folks who are dealing with an elder. Oftentimes it's not necessarily issues of the elder that's being brought to the perpetrator, but their own issues. There are economic issues out there that, the domestic violence, the same kind of economic stress is going to come into an elder situation. So we actually, the biggest perpetrator of actual violence against an elder is a family member. So those are of course, confinement and inappropriate use of drugs and physical restraints. That's elder abuse as well. So sometimes this comes into a nursing home where they want to drug grandpa to keep him from being troublesome to them, giving them more issues and to deal with. And that is actually, if it's an inappropriate medication, then that is elder abuse. Confinement, of course, requiring dad to, keeping him in a home, locking that door. I've told folks you can lock the door if dad can't figure out how to unlock it, that's not confinement. But if you put a padlock on that door so he can't get out, that is. Even if you're doing it to keep him safe. So you have to be careful about what you do. Force feeding and prolonged deprivation of food or water. I think that this is again, something that is more common in facilities than in a home setting. The home setting is more likely that the family member or the caregiver would just not force the issue of feeding. But in the facilities, they may. Sometimes we have individuals in facilities that are not following what the facility rules are supposed to be. So that may be sometimes problems. But those, nevertheless, if there is any kind of deprivation of food or forced feeding in any setting, that would be elder abuse. Physical punishment for not doing what you want the elder to do would be elder abuse as well. It's often inflicted by a trusted family member and unsupervised home care caregivers. Again, home care, family and unsupervised, overworked home care givers are both susceptible to the frustration and burnout issues that may result in abuse. As I said, it can also occur in facilities